you do it, Caitlin? Everyone come together. Go.
Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo Shakyamuni Buddha.
All right, go ahead. Thank you, Caitlin. Go ahead, Vivian. Show them the timer first. Show them 1 minute, and tell them how to do meditation.
So we'll be meditating for 1 minute, and when we're meditating, we should count, and if we lose track of our counting, we should start again, and we shouldn't hold our breath.
Okay, Vincent, cool down, Vincent. Sit straight, sit still, and listen to Vivian. Okay, sit still. Okay, Vincent. Yeah, go ahead, Vivian. So you can count 1, 2, 3, and tell them to sit still.
1, 2, 3. Did you hear it end?
Okay, you call them now. Vivian, turn on the cam and tell them. Ask them.
Lena. Lena. Vincent.
50. 45. I didn't count.
Okay, good. All right, Vivian, pay attention. Okay, Vivian.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A long, long time ago, the Bodhisattva was reborn into the world as a monkey. He grew to be very big and strong while living on the bank of a river. In the middle of the river, there was a small island abundant in fruit trees. The Bodhisattva would wait for the tide to be low. Then, using his strength, he would take one giant leap to a flat rock midway between the riverbank and the island. With this second leap, he would land on the island. There, he would spend all day eating his fill of mangoes and other fruits. When the
Can
sun
you hear,
began to set,
Vivian?
the Bodhisattva would wait for the tide to drop. Then he would leap
Yes, I can hear.
to the rock and then back to the riverbank. At this time, a crocodile and his pregnant wife lived in the same river. The wife, seeing the Bodhisattva jump back and forth each day, began to crave monkey flesh. She told her husband to secure the Bodhisattva as a meal for her. The crocodile, not wanting to displease his pregnant wife, came up with a plan. He observed the rock the Bodhisattva used to jump back and forth. He waited for the Bodhisattva to be distracted by the fruit trees. Then, he lay down on top, presenting himself as the rock. After eating his fill, the Bodhisattva got ready to go home. However, he noticed that even though the water level was the same, the rock seemed to be much higher than usual. He realized that an enemy was most likely lying on the rock, waiting to capture him. The Bodhisattva decided to test his theory. He yelled out, "Master Rock!" There was no reply. Again,
Cars.
"Master Rock!" Again, there was no reply. "Why do you ignore me today, Master Rock?" Crocodile thought to himself, this rock must usually answer the monkey when greeted. If I do not answer, the monkey will know it's me, the crocodile, waiting to eat him. So the crocodile disguised his voice and said, "What is it, Master Monkey?" The Bodhisattva then said, "Ah, foolish creature, what rock can speak? Now I know you're there waiting to eat me." The crocodile, thoroughly embarrassed, responded with anger, "It does not matter. There is no way for you to get around me. I will have you eventually." The Bodhisattva, using his wisdom, said in a defeated tone, "Master Crocodile, you have bested me. I will give myself up to you. Please open your mouth wide, and I'll jump inside." The crocodile was pleased with himself and agreed. But the crocodile failed to realize that when crocodiles open their mouths, their eyes shut. He opened his mouth wide, expecting victory. But as he opened his mouth, his eyes closed. The Bodhisattva, seeing his chance, took a grand leap and landed right on top of the crocodile's head. Before the crocodile even realized what had happened, the Bodhisattva took a second giant leap and made it to the shore. The crocodile, realizing his defeat, conceded. Truth, foresight, effort, and adaptability. Those who have these 4 things I see in you, Monkey Lord, will always outrun their foes. And with that, the defeated crocodile swam home to his pregnant wife, ready to meet his fate. What do you think?
Okay, go ahead, Vivian, summarize the story.
So in the story is about this there's like this monkey, the Bodhisattva monkey, who lives like near the shore, and far from, like across the shore there was this like little island with a fruit tree, and it was told to be a mango tree. So he was really strong, and each time he wanted to go from the one side of the river to the island, he would jump from one side to the middle rock, and then from there take another big leap to the island. And there he would spend his days in the sun eating the mangoes. And in that river also lived 2 crocodiles, a husband crocodile and a pregnant wife crocodile. Seeing the monkey like go there every day back and forth, she began to crave monkey flesh, which is monkey meat. And so she didn't, and the husband crocodile didn't want to disappoint his wife, so he thought of a plan to get the monkey. So there was this rock that the monkey would always jump on, so he decided to go on top and lay on top of the rock and pretend to be the rock. And the monkey, when it was time for him to go back to the other side, he looked at the water and he realized that the water was at the same level, but how come the rock looked bigger? He wanted to test out his theory, so he said, hello, like, he said something, he tried to talk to the master rock, and he like greeted him twice, but he didn't answer. And finally the crocodile thought it like usually it seems like the rock would always greet him. So if I don't greet him, he will know that it's me and not the rock. So he answered, and that's when the monkey said he was foolish because rocks can't talk, and the crocodile then threatened, like, there's no way for you to get off this island. I'm still on the rock. So he thought of another plan. He decided to give in, and he said that he would jump in the crocodile's mouth. But what the crocodile doesn't realize is when a crocodile opens his mouth, his eyes close. So the monkey then, instead of jumping into his mouth, jumped on top of the crocodile's head, and before he realized it, the monkey already jumped to the other side and he was safe. And that's when he was upset because he couldn't get the monkey and he had to go back to his wife. And before he went, he told the monkey that the reason he can escape all foes is because he has four traits. And I could only remember adaptability.
Anthony, what did you learn from this story, Anthony?
Never be full.
Where's today?
Hey, what?
Where is today?
Today?
Yeah.
April Fool's. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that was April Fool's.
Don't be foolish.
Justin, Young, let's say someone fool you. Let's say someone okay, jump into my car. I have a lot of chocolate for you. Want you jump in?
Yeah. No.
Justin?
Yeah. Yeah, how?
Yes. Who say yes? Who say yes then?
Dylan.
Dylan, you saw someone fool you, right? So say jump into my car. I have a lot of chocolate. I have a lot of ice cream for you. Would you jump?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
What happened if you jump in?
Okay.
All right. So Vivian, give them one example. Don't be fooled by the scammer.
Like one example would be like if someone tells you that they like if you sometimes they'll be like, okay, you give me this and then in return I'll give you this. Sometimes they're scammers, like you don't get what you really expect. So you should always verify that, like if you buy something on the internet and they ship it to you, sometimes they'll be like, okay, you give me the money and then I'll give you the product. So you always have to verify that the seller is like someone that's trustworthy and not just someone who sells one or two things and has not been bought by anybody.
Okay, good then. Caitlin Young. So do you have email, right, Caitlin Young? You use email, right?
Yes.
So what happened if someone give you a fake email and they hack your computer? What should you do? Anyone been hacked by someone else before? Anyone here? No? Oh, Lina, what happened? Lina, tell them what happened.
My account was deleted like a long time ago.
What happened? Someone hacked your computer?
Yes.
How?
They just knew my email or something.
Oh, really? So what should you do then? Before you check email, what should you do then? Lina, Mai.
I don't know. I just got hacked once.
Oh, really? Okay, Ethan, though, can you advise to the little one how could they stay away from the scammer, the one that tried to hack their computer or email? Ethan, though.
What you could do is like constantly ask questions, so like they're not really wary of it.
Show them one example.
Like you could just ask their authorities and where they come from.
That's all. Anyone else? Any ways that you can stay away from their poor? Catherine, from Boston. So how could you deal with that, Katrin? If someone send you a scam mail, a scam email, how could you recognize that?
Look at it. Like if they try to make.
Or you tell your brother to help you out? Really? Michelle, you are only one at home. So if someone hack your computer, hack your email, Michelle, turn on the mic, Michelle, or the cam too. So what should you do?
I think I should just maybe
Your parents,
tell
they don't know English. So you're only one at home. How could you deal with them then?
ask Google.
Ask Google?
Yeah.
You call 911.
I don't think calling 911 is necessary because I don't have anything personal in there, but I could just like ask Google what to do.
But be careful, okay? Especially you guys young. So be careful if they hack your computer, they hack your email.
Do you want me to unmute?
What's that, Johnny?
It said a host asked you to unmute.
Oh, okay.
You shouldn't really answer any emails if you don't know who it's from. And I think in any email like Gmail, there is a button for you to report this email address. So if you don't know them and their mail is kind of like sketchy, like it doesn't sound right, you can always press report.
Yeah, so raise your hand if you have email. Raise your hand. Okay, so Emmy, what happened if someone if you recognize some suspicious email? How could you deal with that, Emmy?
Like report them or like delete the message. Or like delete them.
Yeah, if you don't recognize them, delete that. Okay, don't click on. All right, they will send you the scam. They hack your computer. Okay, so be careful, especially if nowadays you guys still young. Okay, and you need to ask your parents to help you out too. And if your parents could not, all right, you need to protect yourself. Victor, can you tell them how to protect themselves? By especially when someone tried to hack their email and so forth. Give them one example. Hint.
Internet safety is very important. One of the things, okay, for a lot of you guys, maybe you guys are not so concerned about it now, but in the far future or so, some of the things that you should be most concerned of is things such as passwords or access to your computer, because if they're hacking into the device, even though you may not have money inside of things or you don't have all sorts of important things that they'll take away from you, what they can take away from you is your device. They can prevent you from actually getting a hold of your own device itself. And hey, you can't play games with that device. And so what do? You could do all sorts of little precautions beforehand, such as constantly changing your password every month or so, ensuring that your passwords are strong, and make sure that you do not do and you stay safe around the internet. For example, there could be all sorts of little, something we call scams, like random links saying, click here and you get free Bobucks, I don't know, or all those kind of things. Those tend to be a little tricky around you, and you don't want to fall victim to those. So you got to be smart on what you do online, and you got to ensure that all of your passwords stay as well and strong as they can possibly be.
Right. Thank you. Yeah, we will talk about that, especially nowadays, right? You guys, most of you guys study online, right? So you have to be careful, right? Michelle at home, no one else except yourself, right? Right?
Yes.
You have to be careful how you go online, how you click on, especially your email. Okay? All right, let me go back to...
This meeting is being recorded.
Go back to thầy giáo Pháp, please go ahead. Yeah, thầy giáo Pháp.
Dạ thưa thầy, cho thầy giáo Pháp a minute thầy. Thầy cái computer của thầy bị gì á, thầy ra rồi thầy vô rồi.
Okay, so Hồng, how could you protect your email, Hồng? How?
Tell your parents.
The recording has stopped.
About you, Caitlin Dương, how could you protect your email?
could maybe tell my teacher.
But how could you create the step password? How? For your email. Okay. Victor, give them one more hint. How could they create their set password to protect their email, Victor?
How can they protect themselves online?
No, I mean that I know, but how do they create the
create good passwords? Well, obviously. Ooh, what's the sound? Okay, obvious. Ooh, huh?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, obviously 1, 2, 3, 4 is not a good password. There's all sorts of different types of passwords out there. There's some called PIN codes. You type out full passwords. Typically with good passwords, especially those that require you to type in tons of numbers and letters and so, or just you have a keyboard and type in whatever, you don't put in whatever. Some things that you should consider is you always have to have as many different, you have variety in your letters and numbers. You have to add tons of many numbers. You have to have capitalized letters and lowercase letters. You have to have special symbols like the exclamation mark or the @ sign or hashtag, whatever. As long as you have more complexity, and also the longer it is, but it doesn't matter how long, because even if it's a super long password, I could say this: I like to eat apples and play Uno. All right, I can have that as my password. It's all one big sentence, but if that's it, it's actually very easy for someone to access it. So you want it to be super duper full of variety. So I could say, I like capitalize all apples, exclamation mark, /1239_7. That would be a harder password because there's more in it rather than just letters.
Also, Anthony, if you guys like to play games, be careful when you look online, search online, okay? Go to the website that have all kind of games that they can give you a trick to. Understand, Anthony? Especially you don't, I mean, that your parents may not know what you go doing over there, okay? Understand that? Okay, yeah, thầy giáo Pháp. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. How are you guys?
Yeah, good.
Good. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Okay, I will show you the movie. Let's see. Vivian, do you want to pay attention to the movie?
Yeah.
And read the subtitle.
Oh, read subtitle like out loud or just follow along?
Oh no, okay. Hold on.
Phẩm Quán Thế Âm Bồ Tát Phổ Môn tập thoát nạn vô cùng. Nếu lại có người hoặc có tội.
Go ahead and read it. Vivian?
Do you want me to read from the beginning?
Yeah, read from beginning.
Save victims from shackle. If someone, whether guilty or not, is bound with shackles on his hands and feet and fetters on his whole body, as long as he calls out the name of Ovalakasha, all the instruments of the torture can be broken automatically and he can be released himself from restraints. This family died so quickly, just in 3 days. I have investigated their situation. They seem to believe in Buddhism. No, they're so easy to deal with. They are Buddhist. Could it be that we shall have retribution? Are you stupid? You have guts to kidnap me. It's foolish to believe this. Ha 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 ha. You've suffered too much these days. I warn you, don't trick me. Or else. What's wrong with you? You have been babbling some. What's that? Namo Goshi Pusa. Huh? I am chanting Namo Goshi Yin Pusa. Keep your eyes on the road. I just replied to my message. Namo Goshi Yin Pusa.
So, go ahead and summarize the story. Vivian, go ahead and summarize the story.
Oh, okay. So in the story, so we learned that if someone chants the name of Gunshi Yin Pusa, that whatever danger they're in, like even if they're guilty or not, they would still be safe. And so the main part of the story is about this man who has been kidnapped, and the kidnapper, and when he was being kidnapped, they know that he was Buddhist, and they were like, oh, that's why he's so easy to be kidnapped. But what they didn't know was the whole time he was chanting to the Bodhisattva, and one guy was in charge of watching him in the back, and the guy was threatening him with a knife and was trying to cut him, but after chanting, and he was not at the least worried, and after chanting for a while, the car got flipped, and so the knife went up, and it broke the strings that were tying his wrist together, and he managed to escape.
Okay. So what do we learn in this story?
In the story, we learn that chanting to the Buddha Saba can help you get out of danger.
Nam mô Quan Thế Âm Bồ Tát in Vietnamese. Okay. Nam mô Quan Thế Âm Bồ Tát. Okay, thank you. Who is the speaker of the house today? Okay, say it to what should they do when they go to the waiting the break room?
You should keep your camera on and you should respect your tutor.
Okay, then what else? And only reply, well, only talk when you they call your name, right? Okay, thank you. Go ahead.